morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. I am excited about today's episode because we have Mikael Yang, the CEO, I don't know why I said
Yang.
that, the CEO and co-founder of ManyChat. So if you are interested in Facebook Messenger bots, he is going to dive into Messenger bots with us. Now, there's so many questions about bots. There's so many, a lot of people are overwhelmed with it. And we have been demystifying bots for you all week long and going into next week. We have a live workshop that's coming your way next week. We're going to walk you step by step through that entire process. So today, I wanted to have him on the show to answer a lot of your questions, to talk through a lot of the ideas and examples and strategies that people are using for their own Facebook Messenger bot so that he can give you some ideas of what to do with your own. So we are live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube Live, and I am watching all of your comments. So be sure to say hi and chime in. Now, I do have a question for you today, and that is, what is your experience with Facebook Messenger bots? Have you tried them? Have you seen them in action? Have you been a receiver of a bot? And I would love to hear your experience. Are you overwhelmed by them? Are you confused by them? Are you super excited by them? So just leave me a comment and do be sure to share this. So here is the deal, everyone. And I see all of you here, Jennifer, Petra, Joseph, everybody joining us. So welcome, say hi. But here's the thing. I am on a mission, if you haven't realized, to rid the world of bad bots. I'm a robot lover, so just naturally, I love messenger bots because they're a little robotic-like, right? But they do help you if you have them done right. If you have them done badly, which so many people do, they just set them loose and they don't do anything with them. It can be a very, very bad experience for your viewers, for your audience, for your customers, for your potential customers. And if you have a bad bot, your potential customers will never turn into a customer. So we want to rid the world of bad bots. We want to make sure that you have all the tools at your disposal to do it correctly and do it so that it's a successful part of your marketing strategy and your customer support strategy. So let's see. Nika says no bad bots, only loving bots. So Bobby is following 3 bots. Love that. What are Facebook bots? So Yoni, we're going to dive into that. So don't go anywhere. We will start talking about kind of what bad bots are and diving into that whole topic when the show starts. But for now, just a quick overview. Bots are a way to communicate automatically with your customers, with your audience. You can use it in live video, which, by the way, you will experience the bot system, ManyChat, today while we are live. So stay tuned for how to do that. And so it's basically an automation sequence that you can implement in your business to save you time, to save your customers time, to help guide and get targeted leads for your business. Sean says, good morning. Looking forward to what Mike has to say. Fantastic. And Jennifer says, woohoo, totally jazzed about Facebook Messenger bots. Love it. Now, we are, okay, so Moonball, Annalisa, I think, says, cool, didn't know you could use bots for Facebook Live. Absolutely. And so we've been doing that consistently here at this show. Now, you're on Periscope, so you do have to, head on over to Facebook if you want to experience it. So if you do, I will tell you exactly how to do that in a little while. But head on over to facebook.com/livestreamingpros, and this episode is pinned to the top of the page. So Mike, hey, this is still the pre-show, so we're not going, but hey.
Hey there. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're in California right now, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We are based in Palo Alto, and been working on bots since 2015.
Love it. So you've been working on them since 2015, which was like right when they were even like available, right?
Yeah, it was basically we started on Telegram Messenger. It's kind of like Facebook Messenger, but popular in different countries. And they opened up API in July 2015. We started working on bots there, created a platform for bots to do interactive broadcasts and set up your like Telegram Messenger presence. And after a year, Facebook opened up their platform, and it was just a 1000x more bigger opportunity for us. So we moved, and now we are solely focused on Facebook Messenger, even though we power over actually 500,000 bots on Telegram, and over several tens of thousands on Facebook Messenger. So yeah, it's the space is growing rapidly, and businesses are embracing messenger marketing. And I think that will be one of the things that I would love to talk about today is the difference. People are thinking about bot. I think people are thinking about bots in a totally like wrong way. I think it's there is a much easier way to understand them and to use them to grow your business. And that's what I would love to talk about today.
Okay, we are totally going to dive into that, but not yet. We're still in the pre-show. So guys, now you know what you can look forward to when the countdown hits 0. But yeah, like that's kind of one of my missions as well, is kind of taking away that feeling of, I don't really know what to do with this. I feel like, I know I should be doing it, but how or why, or, and I love that we're going to talk about, thinking about it incorrectly versus correctly. So we will definitely do that. So it's you and your co-founder. How big is the team in general?
So we are right now over 15 people, spreading 3 countries.
Wow.
And that's the current situation.
That's awesome. And you're usually in Brazil?
No, I'm based in California.
Oh, okay. So when I talked to you, you were in Brazil. You were just traveling. Weren't you?
I don't think I was in Brazil. I think I was in Berlin.
Oh, Berlin. I don't know. I didn't start. Sorry. I don't know why I put Brazil in my head. Okay, so you were traveling. I thought you were based out of Berlin or Brazil somewhere. But you're based out of Silicon Valley. Okay, got it. Sean says, wow, Mike is super knowledgeable. I'm really curious to find out how and if publishers and news organizations are using bots for like breaking news, specific news. So we will definitely be talking about that as well, Sean. So Rick, so Rick will cover that. And Petra says, already great content, even in the pre-show. And you guys are experiencing the bot in action as we speak. Some of you are typing in the correct keyword that I have set up without me telling you how. But those of you who are getting a sneak peek at what I have to share with you guys today. And Mark is making fun of me. Berlin, Brazil, it's close. Not really at all. I am a dork. Okay, we're gonna get started with the show in just over 30 minutes. 30 seconds. See, everything is close to me. It starts with an M, it starts with a B. Please tell me, Mike, that you have had these days.
Yes. When we don't have enough time to sleep working on ManyChat, these days happen all the time.
Yes, they do. So if you guys are just getting started or just joining us, we're going to get started with the show. We're going to be talking about Facebook Messenger bots. So let's get to it. If you are interested in Facebook Messenger bots in general, we are going to dive into that topic today with talk about what it is, of course. We'll talk about how you should be using it in your business. We're going to talk about examples. We're going to talk about what you can do with it. We're going to talk about email integration as well and how you put this bot system into your business and your marketing strategy as a whole. So we have so much to cover. By the way, if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Luria Petrucci, and I help you create professional live streams. I also help you use your live videos so that you can have a better, more effective live video strategy and get a more engaged audience. So all of that is kind of encompassed in today's topic, Facebook Messenger bots. And of course, we have the CEO and the co-founder of ManyChat, Mikael Yang. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Hey, it's great to be here.
You have created ManyChat, and in the pre-show, of course, we dove in just slightly into kind of your history. You guys have been doing this since 2015, and you have 15 people, you said, on the team.
Yeah, over 15 people.
That's incredible.
We are growing fast and hiring fast, so I don't even know the exact number at this point.
That's okay. That's awesome though, and I point that out because it really should show you how important this stuff is and how beneficial it can be. I mean, his team is growing so fast that it's definitely something you need to be paying attention to, and paying attention to early on in the world of Facebook Messenger bots. Now, I am paying attention to your comments on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube Live, so be sure to comment. We will get to your questions, but we have a lot to cover. So, Mike, I want to just dive right into this. First and foremost, what is a Facebook Messenger bot?
Great question. I think that's the most interesting question people have when they first start to get into this space. So people are saying that like a bot is a conversational, like an application delivered through a conversational interface. I think that
that sounds boring.
Yeah, that's like overcomplicating things. I would suggest to you that if we're talking about Facebook Messenger bot specifically, I would say that a bot is just a business account in Messenger. So I would think of it, you have a Facebook page, and if that page can talk to your users, to your fans, to your audience on Messenger, like that's basically the same thing. That's, I would call it like a Messenger page, actually. And when you think about that in this way, you instantly see that it's not about the like artificial intelligence or natural language processing or like all that really interesting and fun stuff, but that doesn't really get you to growing your business, to making more sales, to getting more leads. So if you think about Messenger just as a new channel of communication with your audience, that is personal, that is interactive, that is one-on-one, that is highly engaging, and we will dive deep into the numbers later, then you'll be much like further along the way of becoming successful with Facebook Messenger bots than as a person who thinks that, oh, I need to like build some kind of a really complicated system around here.
Okay, so I love that simplification of what a bot is, because it really puts it into practical terms. Everybody understands what Facebook Messenger is. So thank you for that. I think that really kind of helps people maybe get rid of the overarching overwhelm that may be going on in their brains. So ManyChat is your company, and it's a service that allows me to implement, and it is, by the way, the service that we use, which is why he's here.
Thank you.
So it's the service that basically allows you to implement it so you don't have to program it all yourself. Yes?
Yeah. Basically, that's exactly right. You connect your Facebook page to ManyChat to handle like your messenger automation. So if you want to do things like interactive broadcasts to your subscriber list on Messenger, if you want to do things like main menu inside your Messenger bot, if you want to do things like automating lead nurturing through a sequence of messages on Messenger, then you would use a service like ManyChat connected to your Facebook page. And you can think of this actually like it's, I don't like to say it because like it limits the understanding of what ManyChat can do for a business, but it also jumpstarts the understanding. So I would say that what MailChimp has done for email, ManyChat is doing for Messenger. You can grow your Messenger list. You can do interactive broadcasts. You can nurture your leads through automated sequences. And yeah, that's like a really simple way to put it. There are more things that we do, but for beginners, I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, so Mark had asked, what is the selling point of using a bot and specifically ManyChat, of course, but like, and Mike just laid that out for you, but let's dive just a little bit deeper into that. I mean, you mentioned lead generation, building your lists, all of that. And by the way, yes, I do see all of your comments about email integration with ActiveCampaign and MailChimp and all of that. So we'll get to that in a little while, so hang tight. But for now, let's kind of dive in a little bit more into what you just mentioned, kind of that lead generation, the things that you can do with bots so that we are building our business as opposed to, using the same old services and lead generation. So can you walk me through that a little bit?
Can you like can you specify the question?
Well, so sorry.
Like,
so dive just a little bit deeper into lead generation and how we can use bots for that.
Sure. So lead generation, I think, is a perfect example of where a messenger bot would be actually helpful. What you do is you have these all sources of traffic: your website, your Facebook page, maybe your Twitter following, maybe your newsletter. You have all these audiences that you already somehow have grown. Now you can convert those people into messenger subscribers, and the reason to do that is if you even convert a little bit of that audience into messenger subscribers, those people will be much more engaged on messenger, just because of the nature of the medium. Messenger, people open messenger like dozens of times every day. I promised to talk about the numbers. It's, if you compare it to email, we get like we've sent over 20 million messages over Messenger, and we see that the open rates of those messages are on average 80%. So that is 4 times higher than the average on email, which is like about 20%.
Yeah, I mean, as an industry, email open rates are going down, and that's a big point of conversation in the marketing industry. Like, how do you get your email rates, open rates, and click-through rates up? Well, here's your answer. Use something like bots that allow that open rates. Like I'm seeing 80 to 98 to 100, over 100%, open rates and click-through rates. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. So and the CTRs are actually like the most important part, I think, of any marketing campaign. So yes, we have great open rates, but the real fun part is the CTRs, and the CTRs are actually can be 10%, 20%, 30%. We've seen campaigns like not like just one-offs, but like there is like a company, Revealed Recordings. They do they're a very famous electronic dance music label in UK. They do 30-second sneak previews, sending it to their fans on Messenger. And they send a link like, hey, here's a 30-second preview. Want to listen to it on SoundCloud? And there's a link to listen to it. So the CTR of those broadcasts is like 56%.
That's awesome.
56% of those people who receive the message, they click on the thing to listen to the SoundCloud. And of course, it's about the content. It's about like knowing your audience. It's about staying relevant. Random link, but it shows like I would never expect anything to have 56% CTRs on just like on general broadcast. But yeah, it's and we see those like just recently we did a broadcast of our webinar that we did about ManyChat and how to use it. And we've sent something like, hey, we're doing a webinar. Are you interested? And like 2 buttons. Yes, I want to learn more, or no. The CTR of both of those buttons turned out to be like 20 or 25% like total. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's even for content that is not that, I would not expect like for people to be that engaged in answering, are they interested in a webinar or not? So
yeah, for sure. Now, do you think that that's going to go down? Like those click-through rates and those open rates are going to go down over time? How long do we have to take advantage of this before it gets so saturated that it's no longer effective?
That's also a really great question, because every marketing channel gets saturated. And when you have that early opening when almost nobody is using the channel, you have actually much higher return on investment than like jumping on it when everybody else is doing it. So I would think that the open rates and the CTRs will go down as consumers get more and more used to broadcasts on Messenger and used to like just interacting with brands on Messenger. But I would also think that those actually those interaction and engagement rates should stay still pretty high. And the reason for that is on email, you cannot really unsubscribe. So if a company has your email, they can put you in a different list. They can use a different service provider. If they want to do this, they're going to reach you. On Messenger, if you delete, as a consumer, if you delete the conversation with a business, that business can never talk to you again unless you resubscribe to them manually. So I think that's a very good thing for the market, because it actually makes people and businesses really conscious of what they're putting out there. How are they being too pushy? Are they being relevant? Are they sending the right content to the right people? So this is, I think this is going to keep the open rates and the CTRs pretty high. Not as high as right now, but like I think we have at least a year of 80% open rates and like 20-30% CTRs. I don't know what's going to happen next, but look at email. Email, in terms of like the channel of communication, email is still growing as an industry. Yes, the open rates are going down, the CTRs are going down, but as a channel, it's still growing and it's becoming more relevant because more and more people, like in terms of the consumption, the businesses who are using it, it's becoming more and more prevalent. I think Messenger marketing has just started, and we are going to see an explosion over the next 2-3 years, as has been the case in the East, as has been the case in South America, where like 80% of the doctors talk to their patients through WhatsApp. Like that's, there are like, if we were talking about the East, I can share like some numbers. Like there's the penetration of WeChat is like 66%. Of people are using WeChat, and businesses don't actually have websites. The only thing that you get in touch with a business is through their WeChat handle. That's how you like actually interact there. So
On with the website.
it's yeah, and Facebook wants to do the same thing. Facebook owns WhatsApp, Facebook owns Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
They know that the like result of this whole thing is actual interaction. That's where like the majority of the money will be, because right now Facebook already has integrated payments, so you can actually have physical purchases with just through Messenger by just pressing your thumb if you have a credit card connected, and that's available for the US. And they're gonna do more and more of that. Like in the next 2, 3, 4 years, all the offline businesses that you're seeing right now around you are going to be using Facebook Messenger to connect with their audiences. Because right now there is no way for an offline business, like a real way to connect with their people, like for a restaurant or for a beauty salon. Like email doesn't count in that interaction. It's too slow. It's too long. Like it just doesn't work. But if we're talking about Messenger, you can ask people like really simple questions, get their replies, get their feedback, and then you can tag and segment based on their behavior, and you can return them. There is so much things you can do with Messenger. I would love to dive deeper with you into some specific examples, so I don't sound like I'm just
spouting. Yeah,
talking about.
let's do it.
Yeah. So, for example, like if you're an ad agency, let's say, like you've asked about leads. So if you have already property, like you're some kind of an audience, you can convert that audience into Messenger audience. But if you don't have an audience, for example, if you're like, I don't know, an ad agency that doesn't have a Facebook page, doesn't have a Twitter following, and you need clients, what you can do actually is you can use Facebook ads that lead to a Messenger conversation instead of a landing page. So, and Facebook already has those ads in place. They're called click to Messenger ads. So when you set up this kind of ad, when a person clicks on this ad, a conversation will immediately start without even that person leaving the Facebook. So you click on an ad, a conversation pops up, and now the interaction starts. So an example of a successful campaign would be something that Frank Kern actually did with ManyChat. He spent like 3,000 on ads and made 10,000 in sales. And what he did basically is he offered some free value in the ad. Said like, hey, if you want to get this free ebook, just like click here. And when person clicked on the ad, a conversation started on Messenger saying, hey, great to meet you. It's here's your ebook. You can actually send files through Messenger.
Yeah, we do that with our live integration, and people love it.
Yeah, nice. Or you can send them links to the files, which is also good. So he sent the ebook, but then after like a minute or so, some delay, he asked, so by the way, you are interested in this ebook because it talks about digital marketing for SMBs. Do you actually have a business? And there are two buttons, yes or no. And if the person replies yes, the automation continues saying, cool. And what are you looking for? Are you looking for more leads or are you looking for more sales? And if the person replies either of those things, the bot asks, nice, you're looking for more leads. What is your digital marketing budget? And there are like three buttons, like under $1,000, $1,000 to $5,000, and over $5,000. And then when a person replies to that button, we actually have a qualified lead that has a business that we know that's looking for more sales or more leads, and they have $1,000 or $5,000 in their budget. And now we can have a notification from the bot to the sales representative or to the business owner of the ad agency saying, hey, you have a hot lead right now on the line. He just pressed $5,000, that he has $5,000 in digital marketing budget, and he's looking for more leads. You should just like start interacting with that person. So that's how human takeover is combined with the bot who did the qualification of the lead, what is combined with a Facebook ad that directed the lead to the messenger itself to make the actual sale. And that's how they made like 300% ROI instantly.
So, and that's,
it's just basically leads popping up into your messenger account.
Which is brilliant, right? Like, I mean, this is the best. So, and Petra was asking about humans versus bot interaction and what the best practices are. And I think that's a perfect example of how to do human takeover. And one of the features in ManyChat that I freaking love and use is the ability to notify me when the person on the other end, when the consumer has gotten to a point that I need to take over. Like the notification feature is one of my favorite features of ManyChat, just because then I know immediately that there's somebody on the other end waiting for my input. And then you don't have to make them wait as long as you can get to that, right? Obviously there are office hours and things like that, but it's a faster way of processing this lead generation and human interaction. And obviously you can't automate everything in your business, right? You've got to have some human interaction.
Yes.
So are there any other like best practices or things that we should know about that human versus bot ratio? I mean, what do you think is?
I think there, I think there is a. You should think about this in terms of how is your business actually structured. So if you're doing high ticket sales, I strongly recommend having a human element inside that funnel, because it's just gonna like you cannot automate sales I don't know, over $500, $1,000 sales where people want to actually talk to a person and make sure that what they're getting is going to deliver the value. If you're doing low ticket sales, I would think that you can actually automate a lot of that. And we have actually people who have been automating e-commerce sales on Messenger, and they've been really successful at it, selling items for $5, $10, $20 and without touching the live chats at all.
Love that. It's very good advice. High ticket versus low ticket, very different business models for sure. So we have so much more to cover, and I really want us to keep diving into more examples and email integration. So we're going to get to that here in just a second. Real quick, I want to make sure, because I promised everybody in the pre-show that they would get to try this out. So as we're talking about live video integration right now, this is one of the ways that we use it, and we suggest that you guys use it, your own bots, is with your live videos, because our audience are live video streamers. And so, we're going to talk about that right now, but right this second, if you're on Facebook, you can type in bot to learn about the upcoming workshop that we have that will guide you step by step through all of this stuff that we're talking about and how to implement it. And you can learn more about that workshop by typing in bot in the comments. So go ahead and do that while we discuss. And I just want to give you that chance to see it in action, to really put that in your brain of how that works, right? So talk to me about live video integration, what they're experiencing right now. And by the way, if you're not on Facebook, you can just head on over to livestreamingpros.com/bot workshop to learn more. But so Mike, talk to me a little bit about live integration and what you see the use cases there, and maybe some other examples as well.
Sure. So I think the integration with the comments is one of the most powerful ones. And the way it works basically is you can start an interaction with a person on Messenger if they comment on a post of your page. And a live video is a post. So you can actually, right now, people who are typing bot into the comment section on Facebook of this live stream should be getting messages from your bot asking them if they want to participate in the workshop or not. So it's one of the easiest way to get subscribers. And right now it's a pro feature on ManyChat, and we will actually be releasing it for free in the next week or so.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. I did know there was a
So
pro.
yeah, all of the people who want to try it out and who are watching this video will be able to do so.
Fantastic.
But I strongly encourage you to upgrade to Pro. There are so many great features that you would be actually like blown away by them.
Yeah, I love
And
the pro features.
notification of the admins being one of them, actually.
Yes, yes. So I highly encourage you to go pro because we use that and we love that. So so speaking of live video integration, the regular marketing funnel would be to get a lead, right? Which is what they're doing right here, subscribing to the list. In other terms, in traditional terms, that would be a landing page, like we've discussed earlier in this conversation, that they then opt in for a free checklist, like they did on our Tuesday show, or things like that, right? So they opt in, and then you deliver the value that you've promised them, and then you start a nurture campaign. This is the traditional kind of way of marketing online. And that typically happens through email automation. So we set up a nurture campaign, and what that is, hey, maybe asking them what they're struggling with, giving them really targeted information, which if you've been listening to this entire conversation, you realize you can do everything with a bot that you can do with your email integration, in terms of this whole process of marketing and lead generation and leading them into a sale. Now, the biggest question that I have gotten as we've been demystifying bots this week has been, Mike, can it connect to my email system? Can I connect to MailChimp or ActiveCampaign? So can you answer that for us?
Yeah. For sure. But you'll have to specify what do you mean by connecting. What are you actually looking for in a bot, and how that connection would look like for you, like specifically?
So I suppose let's give this scenario. I have them opt in, right? They come into to as a lead on my ManyChat system, and then I want to move them away from that into an email list that is already set up for automation, so I don't have to reprogram that maybe.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to gather leads through the bot and then pipe them down into your email automation. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's one scenario. The other scenario I've thought of is, I've got my product sales, right, tied to. So when they see the bot information and maybe they buy a product, that then ties into my email lists, then maybe have them move out of that particular sequence in ManyChat. And looks like we just lost him. So Philip, let me know when he comes back. Move that out of that particular sequence and maybe into another sequence. So those are kind of the two scenarios that I was thinking about. Did we lose him? Lost him completely. Okay, so those are the scenarios that I know you guys want answered. And so we are going to be sure to get that answered. Now, one of the things while we wait for Mike to come back is that I have experienced what I've been doing, and my belief is that he's working on that feature in the very near future. But what I've been doing is kind of asking people, did you purchase this? If they're in a purchase sequence, did you already get into this particular thing? Click yes or no. That yes answer would move them out of the sequence and into a different sequence so that I can continue providing value, but not pitching, right? Like not offering the same thing to them that they've already purchased. So that's one way of creating a bot so that it's kind of working for you in that scenario. Now, yes, Brian, what if I included bot in a sentence? Yes, that actually triggers because it's a keyword. So as Brian would have experienced by saying, what if I included bot in a sequence, because you guys can get the information on the bot workshop by typing bot, then yes, you would have gotten the bot triggered from that sentence. Okay, so let's see, lots of questions coming through and thoughts. So I'm just going to try and answer what I can until Mike comes back. Oh, wow. It's like 10:30 already. Do you see, okay, so different engagement figures between US and Europe. I do know, as Brian's pointing out, US and Europe people, just in terms of consumers, kind of think differently. And so, it's not too different in my experience and in my understanding. It's not so different that the same things don't work, right? So you can kind of blanket, but sometimes if you do know that you have all right, so Mike is back. Hey.
Hey guys, sorry for the hiccup.
No worries, it happens. It's live video. That's what people love, right?
Yeah, it is.
So, Mike, I was just, I don't know what you heard, but basically we were talking about email integration and kind of moving people in and out of lists as they buy per product so they don't get the same offer. And does that tie?
Yeah. So we have an upcoming Zapier integration, which will allow you to basically get an email from a person inside the bot, and then direct that email into your any automation, any lists in any other platform. And almost everyone is integrated with Zapier. And then we are going to work on direct integrations with MailChimp, with ActiveCampaign, with Infusionsoft, etc. What I think is what I think people are looking for is to basically somehow sync the data between the actions of the user on the websites and through the email lists with the actions that they take inside the bot. And then to be smart about those campaigns and to stay on message and relevant based on the behavior of the person. For example, if the user has bought something on a website, then the follow-up campaign might come through email. But if a person is inside their bot list, then what you would actually do is you would have that same product follow-up campaign inside the bot. But the challenge here is that you have to actually match the user inside Messenger with the user who has made the purchase. And right now, the only way to do that is through an email. This is why we've built what we call the question block inside ManyChat, which is already released. And you can use the question block to ask people questions and then report those results into custom fields of your users. So basically what you would use that for is you would ask users for their email during the onboarding or during the welcome message. You would say, hey, by the way, if you want to get this value, leave us your email and we'll send it to you. And then a person types in their email, you record that email into custom field in ManyChat, and then you use Zapier integration to pipe that email into any marketing automation system to actually follow up on that email. So that's what we are working on right now. We are going to release this in the next, I think in the next 2 weeks. It's going to allow to connect ManyChat to all the email marketing services and to Zapier. And Zapier is connected to 750 other services. Yeah. So I think that's going to be really interesting.
That's really exciting. So a couple weeks out, so that, that will definitely take it even to a new level, which is fantastic. And I already shared with you guys kind of how I structure the process until that time comes, right? So Annalisa had a quick question. Can you target your bot messages to a certain age category of followers on your page? In other words, are these messages sent by bots from your page able to be targeted rather than sent to anybody who kind of talks to you?
Yep. So you can actually target very specifically people using our segmentation rules because Facebook, when like the great thing about Messenger is when a person starts a conversation with you on Messenger, it's actually they actually give you uh, like not only the way to connect with them, which is basically what email does. When a person types in their email to you, that's only the only piece of information that you get is the connection with them. So on Messenger, you get that connection, but you also get automatically first name, last name, their profile picture, their language, their time zone, and all of that is just like from one message that they send to your page. So I think it's really powerful, and you can do segmentation based on any of those parameters. Date of birth is not included in what information Facebook discloses to us, but I think we are right now talking to their team, and they are thinking about just opening up all information that is public on the profile of the user. So if the person has their date of birth publicly open, I'm sure that at some point down the road, Facebook will just disclose everything because it's logical. Like you can go to the Facebook page of the person and just see it. So why not like just open it up through the API?
As you guys can see, this is from this whole conversation, this is an incredibly powerful tool that really, in the things that we've been talking about that are to come, that really has so much growth coming your way very soon. So I would highly encourage you, if this is at all interesting, to get started now. As we talked about in the beginning, this is very much an early adopter thing right now, and this world is going to get more saturated as time goes on. So get in there now, start using it to your advantage, and grow as new features come available, right? You'll be way overwhelmed if you wait a year and then everybody else is doing it, and there are so
You have
many
to learn
more
it.
things. Yes, you absolutely do. So tell everybody where they can find out more about ManyChat and you.
So you can go to, first of all, manychat.com. You will see a landing page that will talk about messenger marketing, and you can sign up. It's free. You can just start, connect your Facebook page, start getting subscribers, start doing your first interactive broadcasts. And that's really easy to do. Like we have the growth tools that will help you convert your like existing audiences into messenger subscribers. We have a visual drag and drop builder, no coding required. You just drag and drop, you type in the messages, and you will be able to send interactive broadcasts, kind of like the same thing that you did right now through the comments growth tool. The same thing you can do like through just the regular broadcast. And I think that will be the place to start for most of the people, because if you try to go into deep too fast, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get discouraged, and you're just going to say like this is some kind of a new gimmick thing, etc., and you will miss the point of the whole like the whole consumer interaction moving on from other channels of communication into Messenger, like into messengers in general and into Facebook Messenger in particular, if we are talking about US, Canada, Europe, Southeast Asia, where Messenger is the number one communication channel. Yeah, just YouTube. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/manychat.
Lots
And
of tutorials on that.
yeah, there are tutorials how to get started. And I think that will be the best places to just start moving like this forward.
Yeah.
But I
And I
think
just
experimentation is just the best way to learn.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment because he mentioned drag and drop, and you really don't have to program anything. I just want to show you real quick before we wrap this up what this looks like in terms of a drag and drop. So if you take a look at my screen here, this is inside mine, and we have a particular message here, and you see these sections. These are the drag and drop options down here where you can actually, take this and you can drag it up here. Oops, sorry. There we go. I don't know why I tried to drag it. Sorry. But, and then you can kind of move it up and down into a different position, right? So this is really, when he says drag and drop, it really is drag and drop. And so you can offer so many different types of solutions in here that help you put all of this stuff into practice. So I just wanted to allow you guys to see kind of what that means when he talks about drag and drop, and it's super easy. So Mike, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that we answered a whole lot of questions. I know that we have so many more questions to answer, but I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to stick around to answer some of the questions in the comments so that your people get as much value as possible.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mike. Guys, go check him out at ManyChat.com. Like I said, this is the service that we use, and we are going to be walking you through step by step how to set all of this up, how to create a workflow for your lead generation, for your customer support, for your live video integration, a lot more than that even in our live workshop coming up this coming Wednesday. So join us there. You can learn about that by just typing, if you're on Facebook, typing bot into the comments, and you'll get the information that you need. Just make sure that you type bot again when you get the message from me. Now, if you're not on Facebook, you can go to livestreamingpros.com/bot workshop to learn more about that as well. We are here every Tuesday and Thursday with actionable tips and strategies to help you move forward in your live video. So I hope you will join me back here Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I will see you then. Bye-bye.